So, all right, you guys. Hey, I'm Gina. I'm one of the moms here at Not Your Pinterest Mom. And today we're going to be talking about sinking funds and why are they the magic bullet to your budget. All right, y'all. We got some late night filming going on here. I got my baby monitor down here. I got these in because Danielle says it makes my sound better. And I got my notes over here and right here. So you're going to see me looking over here at my whiteboard or over here. Budget. So excuse all of this. Like I said, it's late night. My baby is asleep. I've had a long day. I've worked all day and I'm about to batch some content. So the next few videos, you're going to see me in the same getup and background, and I could care less. All right. So let's talk about sinking funds and why are they so important. I'm having a really hard time. I'm looking at myself and I should be looking over here at the camera thing, but you know, it is what it is. So sinking funds. These things are what's going to help make or break your budget. And here are 4 reasons why. So first, we'll start off with what a sinking fund is. A sinking fund, they're called sinking funds, but essentially it's just a little fund, a little envelope, a little whatever, where you're putting a little bit of money away for a certain savings goal or something that's ongoing every month to help prepare for expenses in that category. So an example of a one-time category, a sinking fund, would be Christmas. That's the most common one. And then another sinking fund that would be ongoing would be like your auto maintenance, or if you have a dog that had, you'd have a pet sinking fund. You would have a self-care sinking fund for things like getting your hair done. You have a clothing sinking fund, so just in case anybody needs clothes at some point, because these kids grow like somebody is throwing Miracle-Gro on them. I don't know what the hell. I'm not supposed to cuss. I'm really having a hard time with that. Like, it's a YouTube rule, and it makes me kind of stiff. So sorry. So hopefully that won't get me dinged. Anyway. That's what a sinking fund is. I have multiple. I think I counted the other day. I have up to almost, I think I have 18. And 18 or 19 if you count my savings challenge envelopes. And the reason I have so many is I'm using all of that right now. They're all allocated. It's all for things. And I'm trying to get them all fully funded. And I have a certain amount for each one. It's not a lot, but it's enough. That way, when I start aggressively paying down my debt and start my debt snowball, I have stuff. I have stuff for life prepared. So we're going to talk about the 4 reasons why a sinking fund is your magic bullet. So number 1, it breaks the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So what I was just mentioning about how while I'm trying to pay off debt, I'm sorry, you guys, I fidget. I can't sit still. I wanted to also make sure that I had room for life, because I don't want to be just dependent on my emergency fund. My emergency fund is for a legit emergency. Things like, and then also I'm saving for things that I know are coming up. Like, I know my car is going to need an oil change. Like, I know permanent roommate is going to go get his hair cut every 2 weeks. I know that at some point I'm going to go get my hair cut, and I go to a fancy smancy salon because it's one of the few things that I do for myself that, my ring light just died. Just going to take this off. I'm going to go with it. Anyway, it's one of the few things I still, like, I do for myself. I don't do a whole lot for myself. I'm not out shopping all the time. I used to be that way. Not only not because I'd rather look at the money than look at something hanging on my wall, to be honest. But if there is something that I want to do around my house, like I want to take down those god-awful builder grade Hollywood strip lighting fixtures that are over the mirrors in my master bathroom. I want to kind of redo that little area of the bathroom vanity, so I'm saving up for that rather than just pulling out of my emergency fund. Yes, the money is there, but I'd rather save up for it. You know, I mean, there's things like that I would maybe like to buy, I don't know, a wreath for my front door. I don't know. But I don't want that money to just be something that I'm just always spending. So I just have money set aside. And if I see something that I want and I have the money for it set aside in its appropriate category sinking fund, I'll go ahead and do it. But right now I'm trying to I have a minimum amount that has to go towards my credit card every month to pay it off before my 0% interest runs out. So, but I also, and this brings me to point number 2, sinking funds allow room for life while paying off debt. So I'm going to be able to hit that minimum amount every month. And then I'm also not going to feel restricted. I'm still going to be able to, if I see something that I like if I see a shirt that I like, or if my son needs clothes, or my husband needs a new pair of work pants because he has once again ripped his pants from squatting all the time at work, we have the money set aside. It's not something that I have to budget in every week. It's already there. So it allows room for paying off debt, or life while paying off debt. And I don't think I ever mentioned point number 1. And point number 1 was sinking funds break the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So I'm not going paycheck to paycheck. So these two kind of marry together. I already have the money set aside, so I don't have to wait until, like, let's say permanent roommate rips his pants, which this happens way more often than you would think. We don't have to wait till the next paycheck to buy him some pants. We have the money to go buy this man some pants for work. So that's how it breaks the paycheck to paycheck cycle. And then point number 3 is it curbs impulse spending. So it forces you to be more intentional because we're moving at the speed of cash, right? So if we're moving at the speed of cash, we can't impulse buy. We have to save up and wait until we have the money for it. And then we can go buy the thing. So if we sit down and we price it out, we look at how long it's going to take to save up for said thing, we could change our mind and decide we don't want the thing anymore. So it really curbs impulse spending. You can't just go be swiping that debit card all the time. And that's one of the reasons I really like cash for sinking funds, because I've tried doing it the cashless way, and I have noticed that we end up borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Like, we'll have a really good sinking fund going, and then we'll just get really lazy and we won't cook or we won't do anything, and then we spend that entire sinking fund because I have to pull the money from overspending. It has to come from somewhere to cover the overspending. So then we end up eating completely through a sinking fund because we're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. So that's one of the reasons I like pulling it out. You can't spend it. So get it out, make it hard. But then obviously there are some that, I mean, if you have the discipline to go cashless, which when it was just me, I could, but when there is another person in the mix, it makes it a lot harder to go cashless. So just keep that in mind. And number 4, sinking funds break credit card dependency. So let's say, we're going to use a vacation for an example. So let's say you want to go on a trip. Well, you know when this trip is going to be because you've looked and you've scheduled it. A lot of people would just swipe a credit card. But if you've priced it, you know how much it's going to cost and all of those things, you can save up for it, save up the spending money, save up for the travel, save up for whatever. And then you can actually go on this trip and come back without incurring more debt. Like, I'll never forget, and it still drives me crazy to this day, half of my honeymoon sat on a credit card for ever, because we never fully paid it off. So I probably paid for my honeymoon at least twice in interest. That's annoying. So just think about that, is when you're putting this vacation on a credit card, you're going to end up paying for that vacation multiple times in interest for as long as you carry the balance. So now if you're one of those people that has the discipline, you can just put it all on a credit card and you have the cash and then you immediately pay it all off all before, you know, shit gets awry. I salute you. I can't do that. I don't have that kind of discipline. I forget. I get lazy. It's just, and to me also, you still could end up potentially going over budget and then you've overspent, and then you still have money sitting on the card. So just food for thought there for that sort of stuff. So that is my little spiel on sinking funds. I absolutely love them. They, to me, are your best weapon, you know, like, especially for things that you know that are coming. Like, you know when you're going to get your haircut, you know when you're going to need an oil change, you know Christmas is coming, it's the same day every year. You know when you're going on a vacation, unless you take impulse trips, which if you're able to do that, God bless you. I wish impulse trips were a thing for us a little more, but you know, life gets in the way. But you see where I'm going with this. Sinking funds, they give you room to breathe, and they snowball also. So if you take the time to start saving up for them little by little by little, they add up. And then once you're done and you hit your balance, so like a lot of my sinking funds, like our clothing sinking fund, $400. Once it hits that, it caps, and I'm not saving for it anymore until I spend money out of it, and then I put whatever, I take however long it takes to put back what I spent out of that sinking fund. Same with like a housewares or home maintenance. Those are $200, and I just have it set to the side just for little things here or there, and I don't have to think about it. They give us so much freedom, and then it gives me so much more to be able to put towards debt or to save up for other things that I know that we want to do. And I don't have like the little things that pop up all the time chewing through our money. So that's what makes them so amazing. They also help keep you from going into more debt while you're paying off debt. So if you haven't started any sinking funds, I highly recommend that you do. I will at some point actually do a video probably this month, because my husband gets his end of year commission, where I go over all of my sinking funds. So I'll probably do that. But anyway, that's enough for my rambling. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it made something click in your brain. I hope it inspired you. If you liked this comment, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. Do you do sinking funds? Have you ever counted how many do you have? Like I said, I have 18. I know that seems a little excessive, but I have my reasons. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Any engagement at all is wonderful. So even for people that might thumbs down this video, still thanks, because it's still engagement, and engagement makes the YouTube algorithm happy, and when we make the algorithm happy, the algorithm shares us with more of the world. So all right, you guys, I will see you all in the next one.